everybody, it's Christine. It is time for Iron Crafters, and I thought about combining it with a 30-day sketch, but the challenge this month is to use ephemera, and I had these tickets and things, and this little, like, what is this, flyer slash map or whatever for this Royal Gorge thing my daughter and my husband went on, and I could not figure out a way to make this work with today's sketch. So we're just going to do a different layout, and it's totally fine. So you'll get 2 videos today. So, yeah, so what I have is this picture of my daughter. Each of them, they're on the train. They did the Royal Gorge Route Railroad, and they kind of paid for a little upgrade, so they got to have breakfast. It was so, they really enjoyed that. And I guess it's in Colorado, I think. I want to say Colorado. I'm pretty sure it is. But I guess you do this railroad. They loved it. And then what I pulled out here is, it's a travel-themed kit. Who is it, y'all? Fancy Pants. I think it's Just Plain Fun is the name of the collection. So it's technically like airplanes and stuff. But I figured I could make this work with the train. I mean, you have to have tickets for train, right? And I'm kind of imagining I'm going to maybe use these 2. And I've got some white cardstock I'm going to mount some stuff on. And, of course, there's all the little ephemeras and dots and things. So I'll get into that, too. And so that's where I'm starting. And, yeah, let me do a little cutting up, and I'll be back on in a second. Okay, so the first thing I've done here is I haven't done anything yet, but I'm going to tear the side of this globe paper here. I wanted that little bit of texture. It kind of reminds me of like mountains or, you know, I don't know, outdoors or something like that. So I decided to tear that. I almost stuck a color in between the 2 patterns, but I thought with the texture and the tear and all that kind of stuff, it was fine. It was separate enough. So I've got the globes. I'm going to cut off about 2 inches on the right side over here because I just kind of want it on the right side of that ticket paper. And I'm going to end up using white cardstock to mount the little map. I've actually already done that, I think, and the 2 photos. I don't actually use cardstock on anything else. I don't actually use a ton of paper on this, y'all. Whenever you have, you know, big things like a big photo or a big ephemera or something like that, you don't do a ton of embellishment, although I end up doing pretty goodly about. But anyways, I wanted to fan these tickets out, so I'm going to fan those. And I kind of had to think about where I wanted this stuff to go. I wanted to see, do I want to split them or make them the same? Or, you know, I kind of messed with it. And so I ended up with this right here. But then I thought, okay, that looks strange without anything coming down. So then I brought the tickets and stuff down. And then that actually opened up the front of the map a little bit so I could see a little bit better. I use a little double-sided tape just to attach the tickets all together. And I think I've glued them down now. So I've glued the photos down. I've glued my map down. And now I'm kind of going through this ephemera over here. And it'll take me just a second. I'll find a few pieces and I'm happy with them. There's like 3 little pennants I keep trying to use. But spoiler alert, I never end up using them. You'll see me pull them out a couple times. I end up deciding also there's that Great Escape. And I thought, oh, that's a great little title. I hadn't picked title out at this point. And then I saw that and I was like, oh, that works perfectly. See, there's those little pennants. And I thought about putting them in a few different places, but just nothing was ever going to look right. I'll try them again on the left-hand side, but it doesn't work. So here's my little title. And I'm going to apologize, guys. I was sitting here working, and the sun was started to go down. And so you'll see these lines going across, and it kind of impacts the lighting. I'll realize it, though, in just a minute and close the blinds, and it improves our lighting just a little bit. I have a few little pieces down here at the bottom. Little like rectangle-y, rounded corner rectangles. One says adventure, one says window seat, because they are sitting next to the window. They can see out. There's that little piece there. It actually goes on the top of the photo there. It says from here to there. Now that technically has little tiny planes, I think, but I think I'm gonna pretend they're arrows. I have a little, like, it says airmail on the little envelope up there. Honestly, that's just to kind of fill in that gap a little bit. So I'll tuck it down underneath the picture a little bit more, but it's okay. It doesn't matter if it says airmail. I'm going to get into the tags too. And so what I'm going to end up finding is like a circular element that goes in the very top. I like that right there. I thought to initially put my journaling on it, but then I do find this other little card, and it's got like a little handwritten, or like a spot you can handwrite journaling in, and it's got pink and green. So I'll pull that out in just a second. I'm going to put that underneath that little round element. That's a little too bright. I put that away. That's not going to work. It's the wrong shape. I think I even tried to stick that behind my tickets or something, but that I decided against that as well. I do have those tickets on there, and I'm not in love with the fact they're just kind of hanging there. So in a second, I'm going to find like some clocks that's all one piece. It's like 3 little clocks attached together. And, you know, technically that's like an airport that shows you different time zones, but I use it to kind of finish off the top of the tickets, and you'll see me do that in just a second. Here's the little tag I'm going to use. I tuck it under there initially, but that's not where it ends up. I'm going to actually end up putting it up on foam and letting it kind of go over the top of the little map a little bit. You don't see this, and I really don't. I should have probably took a picture or somehow videoed it, but I did leave it where I can open that little map. I can open it to the inside. Now, obviously, I can't see the back because I did glue it down, but I can still actually open that map if I want to. Here's where I'm trying these pennants again, y'all. I really kind of wanted to try to use them because it does say vacation and adventure and travel, and that all kind of went together from a, what they were doing theme, but it just wasn't going to go on this layout. It just doesn't look right, so it's going to go away. And my tag goes back on there. And so I've got that there. I think this is where I may be putting the foam underneath things. So I did put foam up under the words, "the great." I put foam up underneath the little from here to there, and I put foam up underneath the window seat. And I do also put foam up underneath those 3 little clocks. And eventually I'll put foam up underneath my pink and green tag up there. So I actually create quite a little bit of a dimension on this layout. I really like it. I'm actually really pleased with this layout. I had no plan going in, y'all. Had no plan going in other than I wanted the tickets on there, I wanted the map on there, and I wanted the pictures on there. That was my only plan going in. So I'm really pleased with this. Let's see. I'm kind of think I'm just sticking those little pieces down there. I don't use any mixed media. I didn't really mess with that, so I didn't do that. But and actually, I'm not even sure where I would. I guess you always put mixed media behind anything if you want to, but I didn't. Okay, I think I fixed my lighting too. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, I shut the window, so there are the shutters, so you can kind of see the actual layout again. Let's see. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is put the foam behind my tag. I think that's the last little bit of what I'm doing here because I did want to put that up on top, and I've got those little enamel dots there, and so I'm going to end up just picking out basically 3 sets of 3 kind of mixed little colors. I put the triangles kind of all at the top, actually. You'll see that in just a second. This is just me gluing down that little piece there. That's just a little grounding piece. I just wanted something to ground everything. Got the little, oh, that geotag goes up on foam as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. I thought about, like I said, putting the location and all that, but you can kind of see it, right? It says Royal Gorge Bridge and Park and America's Bridge and blah, blah, blah. My husband had my daughter, y'all, talked into that zip line. If you look on the map, you can't see it really. It's probably too little, but it says America's highest zip line. And he had her talked into that, y'all. She was terrified, but she says, I was going to do it. Well, the winds were too high, so they closed it. I'm not going to lie. I was thankful. I don't want to hear stories about my daughter doing some ginormous zip line. That hurts my heart. I worry for her. And he'll talk her into all kinds of stuff. My husband is definitely the daredevil of the family. But she'll do it, if her daddy wants her to, she'll try. So I don't know. I say that, and she did ziplining in Vegas not too long ago, and her daddy was not there to talk her into it, but she wanted to do it. So I did take a string, and I just kind of made a real long, kind of windy little string. I thought that was kind of cute. And I think this is maybe where I'm going to start pulling out these enamel dots. Yeah, I'm just going to put these little dots all over the place here. I say all over the place. I got the 3 little matching colors. There was actually yellow on the sheet as well, but I don't use that. I decide that, and there's a red. But those 2 colors didn't feel right to me. They just were a little bit too sharp or too much, So I stuck with the blue and the green and the pink, and I just kind of go around. Now, I will take a little Nuvo glue because some of them are not terribly sticky. So I do stick a little bit of Nuvo glue behind a couple of them just because they didn't feel sticky and I felt like they weren't going to stay. Now, I don't do it on camera, and I even take the pictures before I do it, but I will add my journaling to that little tag up there. And it says, June 2021, Brooke and Greg got to ride this famous train. They upgraded to seats where they got a fancy breakfast, and they loved it. I think my daughter got a Eggs Benedict maybe, and then my husband he probably got an omelet, if I'm honest. He always gets the egg white omelet. He's not a very adventurous foodie by any means. Anyway, this is where I'm putting these little dots down. I'm really pleased with this, though. I got my ephemera on here, so I've met the challenge. I almost messaged Miss Tara to say, hey, what do you call ephemera? And then I remembered these tickets. I go, oh, I can use these. I know that counts. So here we go. Here's the slowdown. Don't forget to check out the playlist. There's usually quite a few people playing along, and it's really fun to see what people choose and do different. I love these types of challenges. So make sure you do that. Don't forget to do the like and subscribe thing. And because I do content, even when it's not 30 days of sketches and all that kind of stuff, I do a couple of layouts a week, plus Sundays, plus this hop and a few others. So I end up with, oh my, I make more videos than I realize until I'm done with the month. Anyways, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.